What is up, friends, and welcome back to the channel. This video is not really meant to give you any sort of value about, ideas for your D&D campaign or your tabletop RPG campaign. This is really just me trying to relieve some stress and kind of talk things out about what's been going on the past few weeks. And in case you don't know what I'm talking about by the title of this video, I am talking about the ongoing saga, the drama between people at Wizards of the Coast or Hasbro and the third-party D&D creators as they fight for the OGL or the Open Gaming License. So in case you don't follow the D&D scene or the tabletop RPG scene, this has pretty much shaken up the entire landscape. And WotC has basically announced that with the upcoming release of the 1D&D, their virtual tabletop software that is supposed to be like this video game-ish, they wanted to replace and override the original OGL, which was released like way back when in like 3rd edition. So a few weeks ago, there was this, I want to say, sketchy bullying tactic where third-party D&D creators were essentially sent the OGL at the time, a supposed draft, and they were given a contract, which if you signed, a lot of bad things would happen to those third-party creators. Basically, they would lose the right to their IPs. Wizards can literally take it and publish it as their own work, which is basically theft. They would have the opportunity to override or change the OGL in the future that cannot really be disputed. So that's really bad. There's a whole lot of things that is happening with the whole OGL drama situation. I'm not going to talk about it here. A lot of other channels, especially D&D Shorts, I believe is the name, that really goes in depth on the whole situation. And if you want, I'll link a few in the description below. I have conflicting feelings. On one hand, I feel like Wizards of the Coast and D&D are two separate things. I feel like 5e can still live on despite the whole community sentiment of Wizards of the Coast. Wizards of the Coast is a corporation. D&D is a community-driven game. They're two separate things. They are not the same thing. And I feel like making 5e content is still good and people still want to produce that. I still want to produce that. But on the other hand, or should I say this hand, I feel like I've seen a lot of other creators taken the time to plunge and jump ship to other tabletop RPGs, games like Pathfinder, games like Cyberpunk Red, a bunch of other tabletop RPGs that are out there and exploring that. And actually, that's given me the confidence to go out and explore other tabletop RPGs. And I'm actually in the process, as I'm filming this video, of learning how to play Starfinder so I can run a Starfinder campaign for my friends. So what does that mean for this channel? I'm still going to produce 5e content, but I'm going to expand my content. I'm going to try to into other tabletop RPGs and maybe even specific systems. Maybe I'll make Starfinder videos one week and, that'll be that. But I really don't want to lose the 5e aspect of my channel. That's how I got into tabletop RPGs. That's really how I got into running games for fun. And I don't want to lose those roots. So the videos that I've made so far, I feel like you can overgeneralize it and apply it to other tabletop RPGs. So I'm not really worried on that part, but it's more of jumping into new systems and new rules and new monsters. I do like the idea of documenting my journey along the way. And lastly, I want to say I do know that Starfinder, just as an example, is not the same as 5e. Starfinder is more on the number crunching side than the more RP side and storytelling side of 5e, but I'm actually really excited. I've been craving a sci-fi campaign for the longest time, and for me, if I want to run that kind of campaign, instead of, I could probably make some sort of sci-fi system in 5e, but it'd probably be a lot easier if I just switched to a system that already has those mechanics despite all of the number crunching. It's like what they say, don't punch squares into round holes. So if you're interested in Starfinder or you want to follow my tabletop RPG journey, be sure to be subscribed to the channel below, and I'll see you again next week.